Three things you should know before you buy your next point of sale system. Next on Restaurant Talk with Gazwan. Hello and welcome to my podcast, Restaurant Talk. My name is Gazwan. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about the three things that are very important before you get your point of sale system to know what type of point of sale systems are out there so you know what you guys are buying. So, there's three types of platforms of point of sale systems that you can buy. So, let's get started. Okay. The first one you want to take a look at is a cloud-based point of sale system. Now, a cloud-based point of sale system basically means that everything's running on the cloud. What happens is that you need to make sure that you have a very strong internet connection in order to run that point of sale system, or you'll run into some issues if you don't. So the thing is with the cloud-based point of sale systems that it runs on internet, your sales data, your menus, your reporting, everything is set online through a portal, through a website. You don't have a PC in-house, so everything is running through the cloud and online. So everything's accessible through your phone, through a laptop, through a tablet. Some of the pros and cons with a cloud-based point of sale system is the automatic updates are very, very important. If you guys ever had a PC point of sale system, you'll know that there's always Windows updates that you need to do. There's things that could crash, that can go wrong. So the automatic updates are great. So you don't need to do anything. It directly happens through the cloud. So there's no manual installations of PCs or upgrading anything that you have to change your PC if a new version of Windows happens to come out. So you don't have to worry about that. So if you have multiple locations, if you're looking to grow your business and you have multiple locations, again, probably one of the best options that you can go with a cloud-based point of sale system. So that way, everything's on the cloud, and you can just view everything. You give access to all of your directors, your controllers, your CFOs, your partners. Anybody who needs access to that can have access to all of the locations right from one spot from the portal that they assign you. Okay. Also, what we noticed is that the low upfront costs, because you're not purchasing those PCs who can have a pretty high upfront, maybe $1,000 or $1,500 sometimes. So there's lower upfront costs for that. Installation of that PC and making sure you're maintaining it will be some cost followed with that. And also, it integrates easily with online ordering, delivery apps, loyalty programs, so that gives you a little bit more flexibility to be able to integrate with some of those big companies as well. Some of the cons that we find with the cloud-based point of sale systems is, like I said, since you're reliant on the internet, if you have poor internet or bad connections, or you lose internet on a regular basis, sometimes they will go dead, and or they will have a backup possibly, which I don't think we've seen. So that's what you can kind of get stuck, is if you have a slow internet or you lose internet on a regular basis, which can hurt you if you have a cloud-based point of sale systems. Okay, monthly subscriptions with that, and with the next one I'm going to talk about, are most likely going to be ongoing for life of the system, because you're paying a monthly subscription fee to maintain that server, to maintain the subscription of the point of sale systems as well, the online ordering, all that stuff. So that's always going to be a recurring monthly fee that you're going to see with cloud-based, and also with the next one we're going to talk about. Okay. Some of the advantages, features sometimes are locked behind higher tiers. So if you're looking to add, like loyalty programs, or maybe gift cards, or third-party integrations, or anything like that, it might be tiered that you need to jump onto the next tier in order to get the next level of features that come with the cloud-based point of sale system. So kind of watch out for that. It's not a big deal. Just when you're comparing the different point of sale systems, the tiers. So if you're looking at a one point of sale system compared to the other, just because you might have an upfront cost that's very low with the first point of sale system, but might have a much higher monthly fees that will over time supersede the other point of sale system type. So be careful with that. So the advantages that we've seen with that, like I said, some companies may bundle it. Some companies may give you a discount the more you buy. So again, look into that. Don't just jump away from that because they say, well, this one is this much, and you add on and add on and add on, and before you know it, you're paying $400 or $500 for something that you could probably get for $200 with a different type of point of sale system, whether it's cloud based or not. Okay. Who is this best for? Cloud-based is excellent for restaurants, cafes, retail chains, anything that's going to have multiple locations, or one location is fine. Like we said, if we're going to have a restaurant or a chain or a franchise that's going to start growing their businesses, then that's an excellent point of sales for them. That is a cloud-based, so it gives you that opportunity to grow. Um, Also, it's owners who want the flexibility with minimal IT responsibility with low maintenance is an excellent option for you guys, where you don't have to worry about sending an IT guy or having an IT company that's managing that property. Everything is pretty much plug and play, and you're reaching out to your point of sale system to check everything. As long as you have internet, you should have a point of sale system, so you don't have to worry about anything going down. It's really reliant on your internet connection. Okay. Some cloud-based point of sale systems that you might see out there, just to check them out. Make sure you guys are demoing all different type of point of sale systems. But some of the cloud-based point of sale systems that we see out there, I'm sure there's a lot more. There's thousands of different point of sale systems. I'm just going to mention a few that I know. The Corona POS. Retail Cloud is for more retail environments, obviously. Paradise POS, Lightspeed. I'm sure you guys heard of that. Square, Shopify, all of those have different roles. Some of them are restaurants, some of them are retail. But those are the kind of cloud-based point of sale systems that are out there that give you that opportunity. Okay. So the next point of sale system that we're going to talk about is kind of in between the next two. So the hybrid point of sale system compared to the cloud-based point of sale system is it kind of has both. That's why it's called a hybrid, just like cars, they're gas and electric. So this is the same thing. It has a PC and it's cloud-based. So I kind of like this a little bit more personally, only because it has the option just in case if something goes wrong. It has the ability to be either you're offline or you have the PC. At least it gives you two options. Okay, so the hybrid point of sale systems runs on a hardware. Cloud is used for your reporting. It's used for your backups and for remote access. Data temporarily stores locally on a server in the restaurant, okay, or the retail location. So you have a small server, nothing major that you have to worry about spending $2,000, $1,500, $1,000 on a server. So sometimes it's just a small box that acts as a server that stores all of your database for your system, and then everything else is done on the cloud. Whether it's your menu programming, checking your reports, is done on the cloud. You're not dialing into a physical PC. So it still obviously needs the internet in order to process credit cards. So it works on the internet, but when the internet goes down, you have the server to use as a backup. Okay, so they do have standalone modes that will allow you still do transactions and take credit cards, which is in a standalone offline mode is what it's called. So if you're in offline mode, it takes your credit cards, it stores it in the PC, and once you get the internet, it'll shoot out the credit cards through the internet in order to process the credit cards. Pros and cons to that: if you happen to have a bad credit card that's going to probably go through, you may lose that only because it's really just storing the information, and once the internet kicks in, it shoots out that credit card information, and hopefully it's a good card. So that's one of the downfalls to having a system that's going to allow you to go into an offline mode, but at least you have that ability. I'll talk about some other options for you for that in both point of sale system, whether it's cloud based or the hybrid option for you. You still offers you the cloud reporting and the remote access. With the hybrid point of sale system, you're not physically dialing to the server that's in your computer room or your office. You're actually going to a portal that gets the information uploaded from the server to the cloud information on the hybrid, and all of your data is there live. Whether you can look at your checks, you can look at reports, payments, menus. You can change menus. You can do all this information directly from the portal. As if you're right in front of it, as if it's a PC, but it's a portal based, which gives you that flexibility. Once again, information on your phone, tablet, laptop, all accessible remotely. But the server in the office acts as you're holding your database and be able to store that in there. Okay. I think it's a better performance during busy hours because the database is stronger than it is on a cloud-based point of sale system where you might have some slower internet depending on busy times. As you all know, if you're working from home or if you're on your internet, there is peaks and valleys as far as internet speed. Obviously, during the day between the hours of 10 and 5, you will have slower internet because everybody's on it at the same time. So you may have a little bit of lag if you're on a cloud based, but with a hybrid or a PC based, everything is in house. You're not reliant on the internet for speed for your database. So that's a little bit better option in my mind for the type of point of sale system. They are more reliable for high volume environments like bars or nightclubs or busy restaurants, anything like that. So anything that you have a high volume environment, I think that's a better option for you guys if that's what you guys are looking for. Some of the cons for a hybrid, it's a slightly more complex setup. It's not straight up like the cloud based, just plug it in, get internet, and everything gets downloaded from the cloud to the server. So there is a setup of a small PC. You have to have a network set up on that. You're going to have to make sure you have a router, a modem, and the information plugged in and set up onto the server. So there's a little bit more work to that than the cloud. The often costs a little bit more than the cloud based because you are putting in that PC, so it can cost you, anywhere from $500 to $1,500 maybe, depending on the type of point of sale system. Some point of sale systems, if it is a hybrid, will include it in the price of your system. So it might just be wrapped into everything. The point of sale system that I use, Quick POS, they actually tie it in. I don't see it as a line item for a cost towards that. It's actually wrapped into the cost of their licensing fees or their monthly fees for the point of sale. So we don't see that. So that's a good thing. Some other companies may add that in, but Quick POS does not do that. That's one of my favorites that I use for my restaurants. It still may require subscriptions, which I think most point of sale systems these days, unless they are legacy based like Micros used to be, is you're still paying the subscription fees, which is good and bad. It's I think I'm seeing a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more help with that because the subscription gives you your full-time 24/7 support, 365 for hardware and for software support. You don't have to keep buying licenses like when I was at Micros, for example, where we're doing a res system. The customer paid the license fee up front, which could have been $800 to $900 per terminal. Okay, and an additional one for the server, but they paid that upfront, and then when you upgraded your point of sale system to the next version, you're paying your licenses again. So you're getting hit with it every time you upgrade your server, and that could be 2, 3, 4 times. Usually every 4 to 5 years, 6 years, depending on what versions are coming out. People are upgrading their point of sale system with the Micros, for example, and we're paying those license fees every time. With these point of sale system, whether they're hybrid or they're cloud based, you are paying your licenses monthly per terminal. Sometimes they give you a break if the first terminal might be like $75. Second and third and fourth, it starts dropping down in the cost. So it can be cheaper the more you buy. Okay, sometimes they also bundle it. Again, Quick, one of my favorite point of sale systems out there as well, does bundle the features for you guys. Once you buy more terminals and more features, they kind of set it up as a bundle feature. Okay. Who's this best for? Very busy restaurants and bars. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I think it does very, very well in this space for the hybrid point of sales, where you have both of those luxuries of having the small PC and a lot of the features on the cloud. I think it's a great fit for the in between because it's kind of like gives you the best of both worlds, and that's why I personally moved from my legacy point of sale systems to this. Some people just want to make sure they have a PC in their office and they know they're reliant on that, and they don't necessarily need internet in order to run their business. So that's why they may like the legacy type PC based. So who's this best for? Again, businesses that need a nonstop uptime. Okay, so I think that the businesses that want to make sure that their business is running efficiently, and again, don't have to rely on both features, I think this is a great fit for you guys. Okay. Again, some of the hybrid point of sale systems that I like, the ones I use, are the quick POS system. I sell it a lot. That is a hybrid feature. Mint POS is a hybrid. The Micros Symphony product now, not the Micros 3700, which has been discontinued a few years back. They're still out there. They're still being supported, but once they're done, then they're moving people over to the Symphony product, which is their hybrid, which means that there's a server in-house, which is called a CAP server. So there's a physical server in-house, and a lot of the stuff is done on the cloud. All the workstations are on the internet. You can dial in directly into the terminals. Same thing with Quick and any of those cloud-based or hybrid-based. You can dial in directly into the point-of-sale system. You could dial in directly into the workstations and see if there's anything wrong, troubleshoot it. If something's wrong with it, then you can ship out a new point-of-sales or fix that workstation directly from there. Okay. Okay. The last point of sale system I want to talk about is, like I said, your server, PC based, that's in-house. And that is fully installed on a local computer on a server inside of your location. There's nothing cloud based about it. Nothing is on there. It doesn't go onto the cloud. So software runs directly off of a Windows PC. Data stored locally onto that server. Internet is optional, not required to necessarily run your point of sale system. It will be required for other things that I'll talk about. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons to a PC based, server based in-house. Very stable, very fast. Okay. You're not reliant on the internet unless you're doing credit cards on the point of sale system, or you need to physically dial into the server to support it. But to run everyday operations, you do not need internet to run point of sale system. Credit cards, differently, but to run the point of sale system on a PC base, you do not necessarily need internet. Okay. You're fully control over your data. So everything is in-house. Nothing is going out to the cloud. Nothing can be accessed to that if you don't have internet necessarily. So everything is stored in the restaurant. Okay. Like I said, it works even if your internet is down. So you don't necessarily need that. So you can run operations still. And then you can do credit cards on the side through a different option if you needed to, if you didn't have that. So, but it still operates. It's often preferred by legacy or high security businesses because they don't want everything for security purposes to leak on the internet and on the cloud. So you see some of those people going that route. Okay. Some of the cons is larger upfront costs, obviously, because, like I said, the servers are not cheap. They can run $1,500 to $2,500 on some of the servers, depending on the size of your property. You might need multiples or a bigger server with multiple locations. Once you get into the stadium type places where obviously you're running 200, 300, 400 workstations, then yeah, now you have a completely different structure that you need to create for that environment. So I think that's what's for that. Okay. Another con for that is manual backups and updates. So yeah, nothing's being downloaded onto the server from the cloud. Every couple of years, if there's a Windows update or there's a version update, like when I was at Micros, every couple of years, or sometimes if it's a new version that came out, we didn't necessarily download it onto the server unless it was fixing something. Because some of the versions on Micros, if you were on 5.3 MR1, maintenance release 1, if maintenance release 5 fixed something that you were looking to do, then they would download it onto your server. But then after a couple of years, if things are not working, then they would upgrade you to from 5.1 to 5.5 MR4, whatever it is, in order to get you fixing all the things that need to be fixed in a point of sale system. The server, if you're right now, for example, Windows 10 has been end of life, so a lot of people are moving to Windows 11. So with that, you have to physically take your database, upgrade it to the latest version, and upgrade it onto the latest version of Windows 11, for example. So that is a cost. Okay, so not only do you have to buy a new server, you have to upgrade your database, and you have to repurchase your licenses. So that can cost you tens, thousands of dollars, 10, 20,000, depends on, how big your location is. So that can get costly with a legacy PC-based point of sale system. Okay. Limited remote access unless your IT guys setting you guys up or setting up all the owners or managers to be able to access the server through any option, whether it's team viewer, any desk, or log me in, so they get access to the server to be able to run the reports or make changes, change their menus and stuff like that. So they would have to get some type of setup through their IT guy or themselves to be able to access to the server. Okay. It's harder to scale and add locations. Yeah, so it's you're gonna have to dial in directly to each server. So if you grew your concept to 3 or 4 locations, you physically have to dial into each server to get your data. Now, there's another option which we had with Micros is because it was the Micros PC legacy-based point of sale systems. We also had a company which is called Avero. I'm sure everybody has heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, if you're on the Micros platform still, Avero is an excellent product I also used to sell as well, where basically they download the software onto your Micros server, and it extracts all of the data, which makes it a kind of like a hybrid form. But really just for reading reports. It wasn't really for like making changes to your server, but it was actually to pull your data. So like a lot of my big groups of restaurants I used to work in the city, their controller used to basically have all the Avero on each server, and in Avero they can actually have all those locations on one portal. So if you have an account, if you have 7 restaurants, the controller could just drop down and see all of their locations as if it's a chain restaurant. It'll give them all of their locations one by one, or they can see all the data all together in their platform. Okay. So Avera does that, which is kind of like I said, acts. It's not, I think it's like 15 minutes, or it's not totally live, but you can get your reports, but that's pretty much all you're getting. Okay. This is best for single location businesses with the PC. So you're, like I said, it's basically one location after the other, but you're not really getting all the information together unless you maybe downloaded Avera, like I said, for each location. Places with poor or no internet, like I said, you don't need internet to run the software for the PC based. Okay. You can run your system. You could send tickets to the kitchen. You can print checks to the customers. You can do all of your operations without internet. Only thing you'll need internet for, whichever way you do it on the server, is the credit card processing. Some people back in the day when they had to upgrade the microsystem to the latest version, it just didn't have money to spend it. They just took off the credit cards off of the microsystem and they just went with a side terminal. So they technically didn't need internet unless they wanted to dial into the server in order to get the point of sale systems running. But the credit cards were done on the side. Okay. So with that, that's why you don't necessarily need internet to run the operations, but you need internet in order to take credit cards. If you're a place, which I've seen a lot of places that don't take credit cards, then you don't need internet whatsoever to run the point of sale system. Okay. Operators who want full ownership and control. I've had some customers mention is like, look, I don't want my stuff on the cloud. I don't want anybody to see it. I don't want any managers to be able to get logged into, or any IT guys to get access to my server, to my data, to my numbers. So everything is in there. I'm the only one who has control over it. I give the information to my accountant or my managers or whoever else. But I'm fully control of my system, and this is the type of system that's actually good for you if that's what you're looking for. And some good examples, another one that I really love to sell is because anybody, again, I used to work for Micros as a programmer, and anybody who was on that Micros 3700 that I was supporting and they needed to get into another point of sale system, I would move them into Hot Sauce, and their support is absolutely phenomenal. The product is very solid. I speak very, very highly of that product. But like I said, it's it's just a PC base, but the features that they still have are, obviously growing from what you could do. Obviously, you could do the online ordering, you could do gift cards, you could do third party integrations, are just done a different way. There's no portal to dial into that hot sauce, but the information is there through like a mission control platform that you just like a Vero. It works exactly like Vero. It just extracts the data, has the information for you, and you can go and look at your sales and information, and that's called hot sauce. Okay. The another one is like Aloha. If you guys heard of Aloha, it's been around for a very, very long time. They are PC based as well. I haven't kept up on my latest on Aloha if they are offering a hybrid or a cloud based point of sales now. So those are your three types of point of sale systems. Make sure you find out what fits for you directly and what you're comfortable with and what you're looking in the features before you really go out there. So I think this is a setup. I have another video coming out that's going to talk about what to look for in the point of sale system itself and what are the features and how to purchase one. That's going to come after this. But you need to figure out what works for you, what's best for you, is what I went over, to know which point of sale system is going to fit for you directly. Okay. So some final notes and tips. So we were talking about when some of the point of sale systems have issues with internet, like the cloud-based. You could lose internet. If you lose internet, you may not have your point of sale system. What I would recommend in that option or any option is if you don't have a router that has a cellular backup. They make routers now that have a cellular backup. It's you're basically just buying a cellular chip that goes into the router that gives you the option for the router. If the internet goes down, it goes to a cellular connection. So that way you're never losing internet. It costs maybe a little bit higher than a regular router. Maybe it costs like $400 or $500, but there is a monthly cost to that, which whichever data plan that you go with, whether it's AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon, they should have that option for you. I would highly recommend that if you're in an area that you don't have very stable internet, but you should have stable cellular connection. That is an option for any platform, whether it's cloud-based, hybrid, or the PC-based. I highly recommend you do that. Okay. Always install APC surge protectors and battery backups, especially on the server. I've seen one time when you have a surge, lose power, you can lose your PC and it crashes and it's hard to get the data in any way you can do it. So install a backup battery on the server and maybe a backup battery surge protector on all of your workstations. Maybe the backup battery could be on, depending on how many terminals you have. If you have 5, I would go maybe if you have a bar, maybe do 2 out of the 5 should be enough. But if you want to do it to all, they're not that expensive. I think a backup surge protector may cost you about $150. So I think it's worth it. If you want to do just a backup on, 2 out of 5, the surge protector only may cost you anywhere between $75 to $100, $125. Backup ones, maybe $150, $175 or more. Okay. I would definitely make sure you guys are putting that on your server, your switches, your routers, anything in the office as your backup battery, so to make sure that you don't lose it. Even the monitor, so you can actually still do work if you lose power. Okay. Have a crash kit. This is something I actually used to always do in any property that I managed when I was a restaurant manager, and I see a lot of people freak out once their PC or their internet or their point of sale system goes down. They freak out. They're calling support. They don't know what to do. Go back to old school. Get pads, paper, take orders through pen and paper, walk into the kitchen, have a backup credit card machine that actually has you can just get a credit card machine, a handheld credit card machine like the PAX A920s that have a cellular data. So if the internet goes down, it will go through the cellular chip. You can use that as your backup credit cards. Use your your notepads to take the orders until the point of sale system comes up. So the crash kit is very, very important. If you don't have one, I highly, highly recommend that. So those are my extra 4 tips on top of which point of sale system may be the right for you. I hope that's helped you guys out. Please like and subscribe. There's a lot more features coming up on the next episodes. The next one's going to be about what to look for when you're purchasing a point of sale system. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night.